Hey friends, and welcome back with this new video. Today we're back to talk about Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. The new chapter that is getting closer and closer. In the past few days, a lot of official material has been released, and as often happens with mob entertainment, every new content seems to leave more questions than answers. In particular, the focus has been on the ARG, which has become much more active in the last few days, and on an official video published by Mob Entertainment dedicated to Catnap. Inside that video, there is a very peculiar object. An object with a face. And it's not just any face. It's a face we have never seen before in Poppy Playtime. It doesn't belong to any known character, it doesn't directly resemble anyone we've already met, and it seems placed there specifically to make us stop and ask questions. Today, we will try to analyze this clue, connect it to the ARG content, the context of Chapter 5, and everything we know so far. We will make theories, considerations, and try to understand if this object could be linked to a new character arriving in the game. Maybe one who will have an important role in the story of the next chapter. Of course, as always, these are hypotheses based on official hints and hidden details. Nothing is left to chance when Mob Entertainment releases this kind of content, and often even the smallest element can foreshadow something much bigger. Before we start, I remind you to leave a like on the video if you enjoy Poppy Playtime theories, and to subscribe to the channel to not miss any updates on Chapter 5. That said, I'd say we can dive into the heart of the video and start analyzing this strange object because it could be the first real clue of a character we've never met before. Now let's take a closer look at where this mysterious face appeared. What you are seeing is one of the screenshots from the Catnap VHS video released a few days ago by Mob Entertainment. If we focus on the image, we can immediately notice a box in the foreground that has this face we have never seen before. It might seem like an insignificant detail at first, but if we look closely, we start to understand that there is much more behind it. Someone might think, oh, it's just a box with a face drawn on it. But we need to consider a very important factor. Every object that has a face or a shape resembling a mascot inside the factory is always inspired by characters or mascots already present in the series. It's never random. To give some concrete examples, in the different areas of the factory, we find Huggy Wuggy pillows, which clearly reflect the main character. Then there are the cubes inspired by Boxy Boo, found in different areas of the playcare. In the playcare itself, we find lampposts that resemble Brawn, and even chairs that resemble Pianosaurus. Every object with a face, every mascot or similar element, is never accidental, but is always connected to a character in the series. This means that if we find a face we have never seen before on an object, it is not a random or decorative detail, it is a clue. A new mascot, a character that we haven't met yet, and that will most likely play a role in the next chapter. In other words, this box with the mysterious face is not just any object in the factory. It represents a real official signal, a small clue left by Mob Entertainment to let us know that a new character is coming. Everything makes sense, because as we have seen in other chapters and official materials, the factory is always full of references, Easter eggs, and hidden clues, and every face or object that suddenly appears always has an important meaning. In short, this face on the box is not there by chance. It is the first piece of the puzzle of a new character who will accompany us in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. And today, we are going to try to understand who it might be, how it might look, and what role it could have in the story. Now, let's take a closer look at the mysterious face. To do this, I used a normal photo editing program. And with a few simple adjustments, I was able to place the face frontally. Because in the original image, it was in perspective and not immediately clear. After correcting the perspective, I slightly increased the brightness to see all the details better without losing the original proportions. Looking closely at the face, we can immediately notice some precise features. The main shape is rectangular, with a fairly bright yellow color, and in the center there is a triangular nose. On the cheeks, there are two red dots, perfectly circular. So, right here we can identify three fundamental geometric shapes: the rectangle of the head, the triangle of the nose, and the circles on the cheeks. And this is not a coincidence. These same three geometric shapes had already appeared in a painting within the Christmas artwork, a detail that seems to further confirm a direct connection with Chapter 5. Mob Entertainment never leaves anything to chance, and often the smallest details become important clues to understand what will happen in the new chapter. So far, No character or mascot in the series has had this face. No face we have seen before matches this combination of geometric shapes and colors. So, we can say with confidence that we are looking at a completely new character, one that has never appeared in any previous chapter and that will most likely play an important role in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. And always remember a fundamental rule of Playtime: every object in the factory that has a face is always connected to a mascot. It is never a random or decorative detail. If an object has a face, that face always represents a character or a mascot. And therefore this yellow rectangle with a triangular nose and red cheeks can only belong to a new mascot, a new face in the factory. Basically, this means that we already have a concrete, visual, and official clue that confirms the existence of a new character, and the rest of Chapter 5 could revolve around them, or at least include them as a key element in the story. Now let's try to make some theories. After analyzing the face and looking at the details, let's try to understand who it might belong to. First of all, it's important to say that I don't think this face belongs to the prototype. The prototype has always been the main antagonist of the series, and Mob Entertainment has always tried to maintain a certain level of secrecy about him. Showing his face on a box in an official video would be too revealing, something that doesn't fit the style of the series. So, at least for now, we can probably rule this out. Looking closer, this face has characteristics that make me think of something more puppet-like. The eyes, as well as some small details on the face, strongly resemble the typical expressions of puppets we often see in the factory. Even the red cheeks and the triangular nose seem like stylistic elements designed to give that playful yet creepy appearance, typical of Playtime mascots. Some might think, well, maybe this face is just a reference to one of the machines in the Make a Friend room. That's true. In that room there are machines with faces and special shapes that serve to create new toys. But if we compare carefully, we can immediately see that this new face is completely different from any machine we've seen so far. The machines don't have red cheeks, they don't have the same type of eyes, and above all, they don't have that combination of geometric shapes we already analyzed. And another possibility is that this face belongs to a new hidden character that recently appeared in a clip from the ARG. But even in this case, for now these are all just theories, based on small hints and visual connections, so we need to take everything with caution. What we can say for sure is that, at least for now, we have a new real concrete hint of a new character, and every detail of the face gives us elements to build theories on. So we can imagine, discuss, and make assumptions about who it is and what role it will have in Poppy Playtime 5. But for now, we have to stick to this: theories, hypotheses, and observations. In any case, it's already exciting to see how Mob Entertainment continues to insert small visual hints that link the new chapter to the ARG, and every new detail can completely change our ideas about the next character and the story that awaits us. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye.